So, there you are, Fergal.
Yep.
Here comes a lot more people than you expected.
Great.
With, with horses.
Yes.
And they look formidable.
Yeah.
At least a couple of them look pretty formidable. Fortunately, no dragons. So that would,
That's a good start.
And the and so your companion, hops up and starts chattering about what a good employee he's been and how he stayed as long as he was told and everything.
I quick bring all the food you can get. We have this company now. We need to celebrate.
He kind of looks at you and says, "I'm not paid to feed them."
Let me feed them, but bring me all the vegetables and all the dried stuff you can get.
Well, he likes you, as we established. So he says, "Oh, okay." So he starts to gather some of the provisions.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
Well, anything. I'll just make some form of welcoming stew, I guess.
Okay.
Since we have company, and I'm a proper man of the cloth, more or less.
Yeah.
Witch cloth. So anyway, you are starting to gather some food.
Yes.
Well,
as
they ride up.
Yeah. I'm definitely recognizing Arthur.
Yeah.
It's the son my father never had.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, Brion has talked about this kid.
It's this ordered,
every
fighting kid, and I'm this weird chaotic.
Every supper,
Goblin.
years.
And then you see each other.
Yeah.
Petrain actually is the first to do anything. He'll hold up something that this guy has probably never seen in his life. And he says, "Present this to Sir Petra." Because you don't spend coins, right? So gives him a little silver, one coin. Says, "Show this to Sir Petra." And obviously that means, and you will be well taken care of. And so the guy kind of goggles at it. And Petrain says, "You've served his lordship well today." And then he looks at you and says,
Welcome back.
What brings you here, Fergal?
My stuff. And I point to the cart.
Mm-hmm.
You left in a hurry. I was so worried. But please, join us for food.
Isn't there a relevant skill, like rhetoric or persuasion? Let's see. Is it really against his...
Or rhetoric? No, is it talking to groups?
Yeah.
Maybe rhetoric.
Yeah. Rhetoric is sort of it's a matter of individual persuasion.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since his initial press. So the first thing he'll say, "Wait," before you get a chance to roll. He's going to have his initial reaction. He'll say, "Wait. The monster attacked us."
What monster? You got this crazy look in your eye and just ran away from me. I tried to stop you.
What's the guy's name? The guy who got killed?
Dernil?
Dernil.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Says, "What happened to Dernil?"
He went the other way to look for you. We split up a couple of...
Now this is rhetoric.
Okay. And I
Might have.
just failed.
Oh.
I have 32.
Oh no. Okay.
Unless physical injury.
Physical penalty does not affect social skills.
No.
Communication skills. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess you're wincing a little when you get up, right?
Yeah.
And the Petrain's having none of this, and he says, "This little toe rag somehow survived the attack from the monster, the flying monster. And he's kind of looking at Geralt and Rodri. And Geralt says, "We've heard of this thing. It's caused a panic in the town. But we haven't seen it yet." And
we're going to listen to me,
the last I saw,
the Swordmaster's son, or this stranger.
Geralt has already come to a conclusion about this, and the Petrain says, I don't know what he's up to, but he has been a serious problem this entire time. I don't know why he even followed me, and I don't know why Durnil didn't stick a knife in his guts. And Geralt says, he's Brion's son. I.e., why no one has stuck a knife in their guts. And therefore, and he says, I'll see to it he's attended to. And he looks at you and he says, you, come here. Ride in this wagon. And not another word. Unless you want to actually try to talk to him, which you can.
Yeah, shouldn't we at least sit down for a meal first before traveling back?
Unless Arthur chooses to join, 3 voices instantly say simultaneously, no. Make the rhetoric roll for this. We shouldn't just keep trying rhetoric after rhetoric, but they're hungry, though. I just thought about it for a second. They are, in fact, hungry. There's no question.
And I make it. Critical. And that's when I add the white liquid to the food. Yes, it is.
Wow. They've decided to stop for a brief repast. After they say no, then they all suddenly realize, wait, we're really hungry, and if we keep going, we're going to have deficits on this. So, they know the rules of the game, and so they say, all right, okay. Rodri will make one look at you, which is far more knowledgeable. Stares at you for a moment. Let me check my notes about you. Wow. Let's go over to the keep. And the question too is whether, Arthur is going to eat or not, and the question is whether you have any reason to think about why you wouldn't. Because if there's no reason why you wouldn't, then I think you're going to have lunch. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, okay, to the keep, because this is just, you just got dosed with something.
Can do an awareness first? See if I know there's anything wrong with the food.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Oh,
31. They have a marginal success.
But I guess you still have to prepare it. You still have to.
It won't take too much time.
Priority.
Yeah. I think that since it's marginal, you don't spot him altering it.
No,
that would be a critical. But you do, upon tasting it, kind of wonder whether this is actually good to eat. You're kind of like, did he use, crap vegetables?
After the first taste, I will not touch it anymore.
Right.
Like, I think I'll.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
So, Osquin.
Yes.
I have a couple of checks that I want to make for a couple of different people.
Yeah.
But you tell me. Oh, and also there's the encounter issue, which for you is plus. Okay, no encounter at this time. Seems like
Lucky them.
Yeah.
The faint bleating of goats.
Food?
Yeah, who's gonna be food for who is the question?
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Rolled really badly for awareness for a couple of important people. Not awareness, intrigue.
Intrigue, yeah.
For a couple of important people at the keep.
Ah.
And successes would have meant that they were like 2. Osquin.
Ah. Well.
You saw it, a 71 and a 92 tell me that they have other things on their mind.
Reasonably so.
X,
Perhaps.
whom I will not name, and Y, whom I will not name, are not going to arrive for you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So that puts you at your freedom at the moment. What will you do? As you recall, you had gone up to the tower and were watching.
Yeah, I
saw the disturbance.
Yeah. I think it went down back to the keep after
Mhm,
that.
yeah.
To sort of get news because I just saw it in distance. I don't know what's going on. We're somewhere like there, I believe. I'm trying to gain sort of buy second hand, third hand, fourth hand sort of.
That's pretty
information.
easy. There's no role for that.
Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
definitely figure out that a bunch of people are have fled into the town of all places from the south, from the marsh area. Why would anybody flee from there?
Oh yeah.
Although there may be some talk of I'm just not sure whether anybody would be mentioning dragons or anything. Everybody's a little too excited about the monster from the water.
Yeah.
So and who knows, maybe some of them have been pleading and word travels faster than feet. So perhaps there might even be word that they are fleeing, a dreadful flying creature, monstrous of some kind.
I believe the number one thing on Osquin's mind is Petrain among the refugees, which you might actually ask some sort of people. Have you seen? And she hasn't actually seen him. I realize, but sort of have you seen? Because she knows he's an outsider. He's from a larger city, so reasonably is dressed something like that. I believe she would be something like that. Have you seen a well-dressed man, sort of traveling cloaks?
Well, you are talking to a group of people. Among many of them, may well have seen him. At some point during the travel over. And so, in fact, they're fleeing almost exactly from, where he had traveled through. So, they're babbling about a guy who was, torn apart. They're talking about a guy who was, who turned into the monster, right? That's
me.
There's all sorts of things.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
What's going on? I hope that's not betraying either of them.
And so I'm trying to think of, and I'm not sure if any particular role would be useful here, because frankly they don't have enough information to make much sense.
Yeah.
But you do learn that some of them, Petrain did go there. Perhaps the rumor mill will begin almost instantly of, he brought the monster, or he, caused some sort of, they don't have enough to put two and two together that the thing came up out of the river, right when he was there. But it won't take much for them to correlate this in some way.
And Osquin will, of course, in the strongest manner and most pleasant manner, of course, like not confronted him, but sort of, no, he would not do that. That's not his style, at least. He's a respected alchemist, and he does not summon monsters.
Oratory.
Yeah, sure. Marginal success.
All right. Well, the rumor that Petrain caused or brought or is the monster does not get legs.
Yeah.
Right? It may not have been totally debunked.
No.
Somebody could maybe start it again, but it doesn't start rippling through the town or through these people that happened.
That's very good. But still, yeah, I won't note that down. It's stressful.
Was my rhetoric stressful?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I just mark.
Well, you mark it no matter what.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Stressful gives you... Well, you see, I'm not quite sure how we're doing that. Are we just remembering that we used it and then double rolling for the marks?
I noted as
I
well.
like how we did it the first time, but then you maybe get too much experience.
I don't mind it too much experience.
No,
when
I
you
think
guys are
it's,
running around with, 22s
Yeah.
and things, you go right ahead and
Yeah.
get experience. But you're right. I'm trying to do it the way it's written.
Yeah.
So we have to wait like months.
A month. Yeah.
All right. So I'm not sure since I rolled no encounter for... Oh, wait. Yeah, I rolled no encounter for you either. So therefore, there's not much.
Since Petrain isn't there,
Right.
Oswin is quite let down. Sort of, where is he? Sort of worried and sort of goes back to the keep as she was instructed. Sort of stays indoors on the upper floor. Is looking through the window every now and then. Sort of looking at a very small sort of arrow sort of slits,
Right.
or like windows, but they're still sort of they're letting sunlight in.
Okay.
Just pacing around there in there.
Yeah. So what do we say? I'm sorry to say that there isn't that much as you guys travel back. Oh wait, no. Sorry.
We're not trying
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Fun trippy times now.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
It'll take a little while for it to take effect. But as they finish and start packing up, you will see that they start getting more intense and sort of more energetic and talking a little rapidly or overreacting to things.
Yeah.
And let's see, and there's already tension between two of them. So that's an interesting question. I'm going to roll at this point, at the early stage. I'll add a die for later if necessary. I'm going to see in terms of will. So first of all, there's no question that both Geralt and Rodri have reasonable will scores. At least 12. I'll put it at 13 each.
Okay.
That seems like a fair estimate without making them superhuman. And so the question is whether the effect, now if they had eaten exactly the same dose, then it would be one roll, but they each had different servings, of course. So it's a separate roll for each. So this one is for Geralt. 12. And Rodri with a 15. So it's Rodri who goes too far. As you guys are packing up the wagons and starting to... And you're noticing, too, that these guys are starting to get a little overly intense. Petrain, who's quite hungry. Well, would he have... That's a very good question.
Yeah.
You got a critical.
Yeah, I did.
He totally... He trusts Geralt, right? And
how bad could it be?
Right.
But he's an arsonist, though.
I know, but still it's a critical success.
Yeah,
Right? I
it should
mean,
be rewarded for him.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're right, that even a marginal success, he probably would have stayed away from it. But
Maybe it was a big first bite.
Yeah, he's really hungry.
Yeah, he
it's
took
been
it
up in the fence.
Yeah, and he smelled it and was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why I overrode a cooking roll.
Yeah.
Because no matter how badly you cooked, you had convinced them.
I'm quite a good cook, actually.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I know, but that's why I was thinking, how many rolls do I really have to put you through?
Yeah.
But once you get a critical on one part of the path, I think you're good.
Good go.
Unless it's an attack or something.
Yeah.
So therefore, even he. So, he drops something and he thinks it's funny.